Friday! Welcome back to another crazy episode of Freaky Friday. Parties at my house and you are always welcome here. So, as you guys know, every Friday we try to get together, have some friends, some family over, we dive a little bit in crypto, and then we just go down the rabbit hole of craziness. So, it's what we're going to do tonight. But as you guys know, you're in my house, so do me a favor. Leave your shoes at the door. Stop and fix yourself a drink. Better yet, make it two. We're going to be here a while. Chips and snacks, whatever you got, vape and smoke, let's have some fun. Kick back, relax, and pat yourself on the back. You made it through another hard week, and it's been a little bit crazy out there. So, during this process, if there's any questions you guys have, throw them in the chat. But I want to cover a few of the updates of what's going on in the crypto world before we dive into the craziness. But first of all, I got to say hey to everybody out there in the audience. And of course, with that, Rosalind Kier, my dear, I love you too, my dear. Thank you so much. First in line, I love it. Jason says, I made it! All right, Jay, good to have you, brother. Wild Angel says, hi, everyone. Hi, love. Good to have you with us. And yes, Wild Angel is hiding backstage. She snuck out of work. Shh, don't tell the boss. She'll get in trouble. She's not feeling well. Yeah, upset tummy. I don't know what it was. She lied. That's okay. So, guys, let's dive down the rabbit hole of craziness. So, first of all, want to let you guys know that latest information, I put this in the Down Home words are hard for me. I always put this information in the Down Home Crypto Discord, so make sure you join in the Discord, because that's where I hang out with all these great people and get the latest information. But I want to share this for those who might be watching on the restream out on YouTube and they don't know where to go. They don't know where to find this. I'll put a link to Down Home Crypto in the chat there. In fact, I know Crow's going to do that for me, just so you can click on that and get the invite. It's also down in the video description. But first of all, let's share our screen. So the first piece of information we got to cover, guys, is I told you all about, is that the right screen? That's the right screen, yes. If you're running Helium, okay, it doesn't matter if you're running the cell phone, an IoT device, or even a hotspot. All your rewards are going to go away from the IoT and mobile token to the HNT token. It's going to go back to one token for the entire ecosystem. Now that was scheduled to occur January 15th of 2025. Yeah, like 2 days ago. It was delayed. They have put that off until the end of January. So you've still got a couple weeks if you're trying to collect more. Now, I have not heard officially if they are going to phase out the mobile and IoT tokens, if they're going to exchange them, or exactly how that's going to work. But I do know your rewards will start getting paid on all those devices that I just mentioned in HNT. So that's coming up here very soon. So just keep you up to date on that one. Okay. Next thing down the rabbit hole. Day before yesterday, 2 days ago, Rainmaker did their moon drop. So remember we talked about the moon drop. That happens every lunar cycle. Now, there has been a couple of glitches, and I know Duff, brother, I hope you got your moon drop by now, but he had some issues, so it was delayed on that. But guys, I really want to point this out to you because Rainmaker, I think, has a lot of potential, and it costs absolutely no money out of pocket. So I made that big video walking you step by step through the process. It does have some hiccups. It does get glitchy. It has attitude some days. But if these tokens are worth anywhere near what they're talking at 20 cents per coin, this could be super, super lucrative. So I want to let you know, I'm not sharing this to brag because straight up, this is not a referral-based program. This is about generating images and tagging them, doing weekly challenges, and then from there you can run a validator node on your phone and on your computer. All of those pay you. So it's not a social media, go out and share on Twitter, things like that. It's not about how many friends you can get in, and only the big content creators that have millions of followers make money, okay? So please make no mistake. On the last moon drop, and this is where I want to show you guys to give you some understanding. And like I said, it's not bright. This is showing what you can really do. Now, I've been running this for about 6 months. Some of you just got started. That's okay. In the latest lunar round, the last drop, I received 2,261 tokens. That's almost $500 a month, guys. All I did is make some images, throw some tags in them, and call them a day. I don't have to buy the coins. I don't have to buy the images. It's totally free. But on top of that, they just did a perk to the validators, and I want to go out of that, and I want to go to block rewards. So if you're running a validator, check this out. Every block, I'm earning 0.9 coins. Now let's think about this for a second. There are 48 blocks in a day, one block every 30 minutes. You're talking at 0.9 coins per block times 48. That's pulling down almost $8 a day. If this launches anywhere near the 20 cents per coin token they're talking about. So make no mistake, this gives you passive income opportunity as well as able to create images, tag them, and get some huge returns on that. So I highly recommend go back and check out my Rainmaker video, and I walk you step by step through the process. But if you have any questions, man, feel free to jump to the Discord. Ask me. Ask Stuff. He's becoming a master of this. But I will let you know, I even had to put in a support ticket because I burnt my coins to raise my validator score, and it didn't change it. So I've got a support ticket in too. It's still early. But hey, as we know, getting in early can be a huge return. So it's Alpha Cruz. I am the surprise. Of course, Alpha, you're always surprised. Ashley said, hey, everybody, happy Friday. Hey, Ashley, good to see you, my dear. Now, that reminds me, Ashley. Okay, so in the Down Home Crypto Discord, Alpha Cruz and myself and Smiley decided to make a special channel just to make sure that Ashley's information is getting out there. Now, if anybody out there is suffering from the California fires, you need help with pets or clothing, or just have questions and you need some resources, then I definitely recommend you get in the Down Home Crypto Discord and check out the Mums Care Corner. Okay, there's a channel specifically where Ashley's putting this information. And if you can't get in Down Home Crypto Discord, you need to get hold of Ashley personally or write an email. Let me know. Send it to me. Send me a DM. Give me a phone call if you got my number. Either way, find a way to get a hold of me, and I will get that information to you straight from Ashley. So, Ashley, thank you so much for getting that information together and helping everybody out there. And Rose says, hey! Thank you, Thank you, Crow. I see that. Okay, I just turned down Alexa. Sorry. I always have music blaring in the office, and I forget to do that even when I put the earbuds in. So, thank you, Crow. Got you, brother. Ash says, Alpha Rose, hello, gorgeous humans. Aw, thank you. Wait, I don't think that's me, because I'm not even sure I'm human. They're still trying to figure that part out. So, maybe that'll be on a riddle tonight. Is he human? Is he not? What species is he? We don't know. Okay, so next rabbit hole we want to go down to is NodePay. That's right. The NodePay airdrop just occurred today. So this is if you've for season 0, 1, or 2. Really simple to go in, and I will put the link in the chat right now to claim it. And so let me paste that right here in the chat. There you go. All you have to do is go in, connect your wallet, and claim. Now, it does recommend that you have at least 0.02 Solana in that wallet before you claim process. I think it cost me about 47 cents to claim. But if you don't have at least 0.02, I got a hiccup and it said, nope, can't proceed. You don't have enough for funds. But it didn't use all that. And 0.02 turns out to about $4.50 or something. So definitely go up, see if you got some allocation. And if you do get an airdrop, once you claim that, there's a trick here first. Let me back up 3 steps because I forgot to tell you one other piece of information. Now, before you do your claim, okay, stop right there. Everybody who's got a claim, stop. There is a special bonus giveaway for 500,000 Node coins. To do that and get entered into it, you have to claim your airdrop with an OKX wallet. Now, if you don't have an OKX wallet, that's okay. Here's how you get around that and still get submitted. First of all, download an OKX wallet. Okay, just download the app. Then import your Phantom, Soulflare, whatever wallet you have with your private key or your seed phrase into your OKX wallet. Then you can claim your airdrop using the OKX while still utilizing the wallet you actually earned with. So it works just fine, and that will get you in that entry. So there's a total of 500,000 Node coins they're going to be giving away, but only to 5,000 people. So not many people. Odds? Yeah, who knows? But hey, might get some free coins just for doing it with that specific wallet. So that's the kicker for that. Any questions on that? Let's see. Let me catch up on the chat. Cool show, bro. Thank you, bud. And thank you, Daylord Sports. Good to have you with it, buddy. And yes, I love this one. Sarcasm. It occurs periodically around here. Yeah, okay. Most of the time, we're full of sarcasm around here. Okay, so there's your claim link. And Mish Michelson said, NodePay! Yeah, I know a lot of people have been waiting for NodePay for a couple of years now. So today is the day. It just launched. But I want to talk to you guys for a quick second about airdrops, okay? There's a lot of different ways in which we can earn free money. I call it, free to earn. Because if it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket to get money, then it was free. You may sacrifice a little bit of time on some of these, like Rainmaker. That's going to cost you a little bit of time and effort. So you have to decide if it's right for you. But the big question here is, what are you doing when you get those free airdrops? Are you saying, hey, we're all going out to dinner tonight? That sounds like fun, right? But the trick is, you're taking a resource that you've been striving to attain and you're just burning it. My recommendation, go back to the Rags to Riches series. Utilize the rules of solvency. That money you receive, that's a tool. It's time to put it to work. Take it out, either reinvest, put it in a liquidity pool, stake it, whatever you want to do. There's a lot of different options out there, but I highly recommend, if you're anything like me, every little airdrop you get, that's a quick payday. That can be huge if we invest it properly for future growth. If we take it out and we just spend it on dinner or pizza or movie or something, it's just gone. So it didn't really cost you anything. It's if it's a free to earn project. So we don't really need to ROI or take our investment out. So use that investment and put it to work for you. Grow your portfolio, but do it wisely. Don't jump out and just start buying the next meme coins like, oh my God, I'm going to be worth millions. Because 99% of those are going to lose. We know that. So guys, please do me a huge favor. If you're new here, go back and watch the Rags to Riches series. Learn about the rules of solvencies. Talk to the members in the Down Home Crypto community. Say, hey, I'm totally new here. I know nothing about crypto. Not a problem. I have a whole video series called Zero to Hero. Breaks down what's a blockchain, how's a liquidity pool work, what's a layer 1, what's layer 2, how do you create a wallet. All of that is in the series down below this video. So if you're brand new here, go down and look at the resources and learn before you just throw your money into it and gamble. Because we don't want to gamble, we want to build a business. Okay. Thank you, Ashley says, so happy to help our community. Love it. Thank you, Ashley. Very much appreciated. Sorry. The drink of choice this evening, Diet Coke. And of course, Mio Energy. Yeah, we're hopped up on sugar, caffeine, and whatever's in the purple stuff. We don't know. Okay. Right now, give you a heads up, guys. Nodecoin is currently trading at 0.291. It's up 46.5% for the day. And I will put the token contract is already in Down Home Crypto Discord. So if you have any problems claiming or anything like that, I can tell you, for me personally, I stuck mine in a yield farming, a liquidity pool, literally, with Nodecoin. It's like I took it out of Nodecoin, I put it in, it looks like it's pretty flat. I think it's going to stay. So I gave myself a nice, wide, concentrated range, and it's just sitting there, going to fluctuate for a while, and we'll see how it turns out. But do what you think is right. Okay, next thing. It is January, or as some people like to call it, Jupuary. Yes, if you guys were paying attention last year in January, there was a Jupiter airdrop. Now, a lot of us did really, really well. Well, they just announced that the, not the claim portal, but you can go in and check what your Jupuary airdrop is going to be, your allocation. So I'll put that link here in the description here so you can go and check it out. Now, I will let you know that I am going to be submitting a form because they actually have my main Solana wallet. Check this out. Listed as, there it is, wallet flagged as likely, civil, or farmer. Man, that's my main Solana wallet I've had for like 3 years. So there is going to be a form that you can fill out that's going to hit about January 25th. Definitely jump in the Discord or in Down Home Crypto. Head over on the left, and I've got all the projects listed out. There is a Jupiter channel that's following their announcement, so keep an eye on that. But as soon as that form is released, I will let you guys know and how to fill that in. Megahash says, I'm not participating with Jupe. This will 100% dox your wallet tree. Oh, Megahash, good to know, buddy. Thank you. I did not know that. Make sure you know exactly what this all means. No, good information. And, I mean, I personally am doxed everywhere. I mean, all my videos have my wallet address. I'm easy to find. But that's good information. In fact, we might even dive into that real quick. If you guys have questions, jump to the Down Home Crypto Discord. Let's talk about that. If you're concerned about doxing your wallet, then maybe we need to be looking at that. So you can check your allocations here, but like Megahash is saying, it could dox your wallet. So if you don't know what that means, jump in and ask questions before you just connect. Me personally, I've already done it last year. I'm going to do it again this year. I'm already doxed across the world, but you need to decide for yourself. Alf Cruz says, it's fine. I got one wallet. Says, probably like the Pudgy Penguin one, eh? Yeah, apparently so. Hard to say. We did have Jupiter last year. Right after that came, God, there was like 3 of them back-to-back last year. And I can't remember the name of the other 2. But yeah, it is coming around. So if you do want to check your allocation, there's the link in the chat. You can go check that out. Okay, next thing. Okay, we did that. Okay. Now, I just started noticing we're starting to see DeFi projects pop off. Now, Avalanche just had their Retro 9000, where they are giving out, I believe it's $400,000 to projects to launch on the Avalanche blockchain. That always starts at the beginning of DeFi season, so we're still early, make no mistake. But I think it's really important to remind you guys, most DeFi projects are not going to survive the next cycle. Literally, 99.9% will not make it. So, as you're taking these airdrops and you're putting them into investments, be smart about them. Be wise. Know your risk assessment and how these situations work before you invest anything into anybody. And please, for the love of God, do not get sucked into the hype. Those guys are professionals about hyping you up. It's going to be worth millions. And 3 months later, it burns. So please, please be careful out there and watch yourself on the FOMO. Watch yourself on the hype. Watch yourself on your emotions because they can get absolutely insane. And see, Megahash says, I'm taking more about all your wallets that interact with that wall. You know what? I am about almost at the end of my list. So let's do this. Let's bring Sai up here. So Sai, my man.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, doing good, my man. So glad to have you with us, brother. And you're giving some great advice there. Now, as many of you may not know, Cyril and I were actually the hosts for Rags to Riches. And the rules of solvency are written by Mr. Cyril Kier himself. So, Sai, if you would, tell us about what we need to worry about these airdrops connecting our wallets, please.
Well, specifically ones with Jupiter, right? I'm not talking about like all airdrops, but definitely make sure you know what airdrop, what each airdrop you're doing actually does, right? So with the Jupiter thing, you create that profile that you connect or you sign up with your email address or your Gmail account, right? That's how you have to sign up with it. And what does that do? It links your wallets to a searchable thing, right? And so at the end of the day, not only could it potentially allow people to find out information about you, you might not want them to find because of websites like OSINT. I plug an email address into that and I can get your address, I can get your phone number, whatever the heck I want, right? Not your social, I'd have to pay money for that. Well, I'm cheap. But but the other primary thing is then the government knows about it too, right? So any wallet that you have that is interacted with the wallet that you connected to this signed up profile, so just be careful what information you're connecting to a wallet, whether it's an email address that you had to sign up for, right? Or if it's like your name or whatever on some website. Pay attention to that.
Good advice. No, thank you. And, I never really put those two together. I always put my email out there everywhere. It's on the bottom of every video and everything. But a lot of people, they really like Web3 because of the anonymity. And so that could absolutely destroy that. So, man, that's great advice there.
Yes, sir. Because if sure, you might be using a different email address, but let's say, they decide they're going to outlaw the use of, some major crypto that everyone uses. We saw what happened with Tornado Cash, right? When they decided that this DeFi smart contract was no longer allowed, and then wallets that had interacted with it are suddenly no longer able to actually cash out, right? They're not able to interact with centralized exchanges. And even any wallet that part of it passed through at some point, right? Between there and that, so a lot of people just suddenly didn't have access to that money anymore, right? And they would track it from that point. So you got to look at it that way too. Like, even if you're using a throwaway email account, are you using a VPN too? Are they going to be able to connect that? So you have to think about all of these cybersecurity things when you are connecting real world information, even if it's just something like a throwaway email account to any of these airdropping sites.
Yep, exactly. And, it's interesting because this kind of goes with our topic tonight about what do we see for tomorrow. And man, personally, I think there's going to be a lot of connections with our social identity and crypto and everything else. And we're going to get in the rabbit hole of that one here shortly because I want to hear about everybody's opinions out there. But real quick, before we do that, guys, do you have any questions on anything I covered that I can answer real quick for you? If so, throw them in the chat. And if not, then I got one more piece of information to share with you. So, did I? Okay, I did. I thought I broke something. Nope, I didn't break. So next week, I will not be in Boise, Idaho. I will actually be in Seattle at Deepin Day. Yes, my first ever Web3 event. Super stoked to do this. I get to meet Action, and I get to meet a few other amazing people. In fact, I happen to have a couple of them on screen, and I want to bring one up to tell us what exactly is Deepin Day, because I know she's going to be talking about Deepin, doing a speech at Deepin Day up on stage. So I would love to get her opinion. So everybody, let's introduce our lovely Smiley girl.
Hello.
Hi, Smiley. How you doing, dear?
I'm well. How are you?
I am awesome.
Hi, Sai. So I'm actually going to be introducing Rogue Evolution, whom I work for during Deepin Day. I'm not going to actually introduce Deepin, but if you don't know what it is, it's decentralized physical infrastructure networks. And a lot of these projects that are coming to Deepin Day are projects that have started with building hardware. And then in order to encourage you to use it, they reward you with either a token or something like that. And so it'll be an interesting opportunity, not just to meet some of them, but also to meet a lot of Web2 people who plan to come to see how the future might look for them, going along with your theme for tonight. And so, yeah, my speech is just like a little 2 minutes of who Rogue Evolution is. So nothing exciting.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, that works. And yes, with that, Rod's like, oh my God, Smiley! Yes,
Hi, Rose.
Smiley, welcome your first Doxed live event. I'm so proud you decided to do it here with the family. Thank you, dear.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So now there's a rumor I heard. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Smiley, that you can attend both in person, which I think the IRL tickets are done with, but you can do it virtually. And I heard something about maybe some possible giveaways or something that people to attend. Is there really, could there be some perks?
There might be, but it's definitely worth watching if you can stream it, but you need to go to the website and you need to register for that so that you can watch. Although I think some other people are going to be kind of pirating it and showing it on their own YouTube channels. However, if you really want everything, all the coverage, including the breaks where you get to see people interact with each other, then definitely watch the stream. And it'll be a lot of fun. And it's interesting because this year they're going to do tracks. Like they'll have an AI tract and they'll have a different tract on something else. I think there's 3 different ones. And they've just started announcing speakers today. And so there's some really good speakers. Like I'm a big fan of Ken Anderson from Tashi. He's going to be one of the speakers there. And so it's going to be a lot of good information and education. And whether you really know a lot about Deepin or it's totally new and you're like, what is Deepin? It's a great opportunity to watch it. And it will be recorded. So if you can't make it, watch it later. But yeah, there will be giveaways. There'll be goodies.
We like giveaways. More importantly, we like good information. And guys, yes, I will be there with Wild Angel herself. And not going to lie, I'm excited to go meet Action. He has always been a mentor for me, just like I've been a mentor to Smiley. And we just pay it forward. And surrounding yourself with great people really makes the world go around. And rising tide raises all ships. So since the tide is rising, let's bring all the ships on stage and let's get this party started. With that, Rogue Evolution, let me in. You can wait your turn, man. See, attitude like that? No. This is my house. You just wait, because there's one person who gets introduced always before the rest of the world, the lovely Miss Wild Angel. How you doing, love?
Hi.
You're muted.
Oh.
You're muted. Oh, I love it.
You can tell I have not done this for a few weeks. I am not wearing camo tonight. And no, I did not call in sick. I just wasn't scheduled.
Oh, I thought she played hooky. Okay, my bad.
Nope.
Good to have you, Wild Angel. How you doing, dear?
I am good. And, you know, those days that I keep saying, now I can't remember what I always say. What kind of bad luck did your worst luck save you from?
Mm-hmm.
I got out of work late today, about 10 minutes. I took a last minute phone call to help somebody. And So I got out of work about 4:20. 10 minutes after when I normally would have hit this one intersection. If I'd been there 10 minutes earlier, I would have been right in the middle of an accident.
Ooh.
So, goes to show you what kind of worse luck did your bad luck save you from. I'm thinking, crap, I'm late because I have the stream and everything. So I'm thinking, bad luck. Oh no, good luck. When I hit that accident, I was like, oh. So yeah.
It's amazing how that happens, where your mindset is, oh, this is horrible. And then 10 minutes later, like, oh, thank God that happened. It's like,
No, wasn't
Gotta be able to
thinking
move and
horrible.
roll.
Was just thinking, damn, this is a little inconvenient.
Okay.
Because I actually needed to stop at the store on the way home, but had to send a text saying, hey, pick this up instead. So, yeah.
But hey, you're here, so welcome to the party. Let's have some fun.
Only 4 more weeks of 5 more weeks of no Friday nights.
Well, that's
before I
good.
cut my schedule back.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got lots of parties going, and we got a whole bunch of people hiding backstage. And so I want to say thank you to Rogue Evolution, who just gifted 10 Down Home Crypto memberships. Brady, thank you so much, brother. And I also want to give a shout out to everybody out there, part of the Down Home Crypto community. Thanks to all your guys' support and your boosting in the Discord. Our beloved Alpha Cruise now has a whole lot more to play with. So thank you for everyone who's boosting the Discord as well as showing up to the stream, because that's how we can get all this information out and keep it organized in a way that is digestible. So thank you guys. Keep up the great support. We love you for it. And every little bit helps. Just jumping in and sharing your advice, your opinion, and perception always helps.
Yeah, and a shout out
Now
for
let me in.
Alpha too, because he helps out in the Discord and he helps keep us safe, and he's very good at organizing and rearranging everything, so it's easier for us. So it's comfortable and fun.
It is. It is. And speaking of Alpha, he just happened to be hiding backstage. Sup, Alpha?
Hello.
I love you, Alpha.
I don't have full light today, but still got enough light here.
Now you're in the dark. Isn't it like the middle of the day there?
No.
Oh, no, it's middle of the night.
No. I think
That's right, middle of the night.
Definitely midday, eh? It's midday.
Okay, no, it's middle of the night.
So bright
So
out
Alpha-
there, goodness me.
But Alpha, I want to say honestly, thank you for all the hard work you've been putting into the Discord, getting things organized, just like creating Ashley's channels to get this information to the fire victims. This is what Down Home Crypto is all about. It's having these people that are helping to grow the community together. Not just one at a time, but all of us at the same time. So thank you, brother, for all your hard work you put in.
Always a pleasure. I'm just glad I can make things, a little bit better for everyone.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Alpha.
And you do. It's very much appreciated. Now,
Oh, that was
Let's see.
scary. That's like a horror movie over at Alpha's house. Someone's gonna reach out.
the thing.
The Ring, eh? Is that the movie? The Ring, I think it's called. Yeah. Ring.
Yeah.
Oh, The Ring? Yeah. Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's-
So before we go down the rabbit hole, we still got more people hiding backstage, guys. So let's bring them on up here. So, let's see. I love this. Now let me in. Dylan, have you not realized every time you put that, I delay you one more person? Man, it's just way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just me being obnoxious. Dolores says, thank you all for being here for us to escape these dreadful 9 to 5s. Absolutely, brother. So, I can't leave my wingman out in the cold. So it's kind of a catch-22, guys. Left or right? On the audience, what do I pick, left or right?
Left. Always go left.
Left, yes. Wait.
Smiley?
Yeah, left.
Right.
Okay. Sai?
Left, sure.
Okay, left it is. Sorry, Dylan, you got outvoted. Crow, you were on the left. You won.
Sorry,
But
Dylan.
I don't want to leave Dylan out. So, Dylan, get on up here, brother.
Wow, for the love.
Lots of love,
Here's lots of love. And thank you, Dylan, for giving the Down Home Crypto memberships. That is absolutely awesome, brother. Thank you for your support. And you've been promoting this and helping, and really appreciate it. Very much so.
Oh, yeah,
Your support's very, very welcome. Thank you.
So, Dylan, now Smiley said she's just going to be introducing Rogue Evolution, but hey, since we've got you here for my Rogue Evolution, you want to give us a quick, like a quick 60-second elevator pitch? What is Rogue Evolution, and why should people tune into Deep in Day?
What is Rogue Evolution? Well, Rogue Evolution, we develop AI infrastructure. Most of our profits go towards purchasing more actual hardware in the Deep End communities and supporting all the other projects, while also donating a large portion of that to people who cannot afford the hardware.
Nice.
Cool.
I like it. So there you go, guys. That doesn't give you inspiration to jump into Deep in Day and have fun and learn and find out what's happening tomorrow, then I don't know what's going to. So, okay. I think I've covered everybody.
It's not tomorrow, Serenity. It's a week from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, what's going to happen tomorrow in our topic tonight, which our topic, if I remember right, is Foreshadows of today and clues for tomorrow.
Oh, the hypothetical tomorrows. Gotcha.
Right, there you go. Guys hate me too little. Come on, it's Friday night. Don't be literal. I just get confused. Crow, how's your week, buddy?
Interesting.
Okay, what'd you break?
Who?
Crow.
Oh. Was it
You said
crack?
interesting. Like, oh god,
I broke
that's
an
usually that answer.
architect. That's pretty much all I broke was an architect.
Just an architect.
Broken
They're expendable. Don't worry about it.
How did you break an architect, Crow?
Well, the architect came by from work and said, "Hey, I want you guys to default to my architectural drawings for your electrical." And I spent 2 days just saying, "This is wrong. This 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 is wrong." Hand him a packet and said, "Send this off," and I haven't heard back from him yet.
You're muted, Serenity.
That I am. Thank you. And Dylan's gone. All the time he wanted to get up here and he just vanished. It's like, where'd you go, bud? Okay, we scared him off. And he's back. Okay. It's like, wow, really? Already what? Oh, there we go. Ooh,
Oh,
fancy.
cool.
There we go. Very nice. You gotta stop breaking things, Dylan. Okay, I was waiting for a response. I guess not. Anyway. So, I'm curious. Let me know in the audience, everybody here that can show your hand, how many people are either going to attend or at least watch part of Deep in Day to learn what's coming up?
Me.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have camera on. I was about to go type.
Here, I'll just do it. Wait, oh, it's so like disorienting. This is Alpha's hand. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be watching. I'll definitely be watching. I just made sure
Cool.
to add it to my calendar now.
What day
All
is
right.
it?
So I got a notification earlier, so I was like, okay, let me just go add it. to
A
the
week
calendar
from
quickly.
tomorrow, Sai.
Saturday, January 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
It's
9
Smiley.
a.m. to 3:30 p.m. for me.
Smiley gets to reveal what we've been working on also at Deep in Day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting
Yeah.
ad.
Ooh. Do we get some alpha information here?
I get to pick the music for the ad. I was excited about that. Well, actually, I picked music that was copyrighted, so they just kind of tweaked it a little, so it wasn't copyrighted, but it's fun.
I could have
Hey, that works.
you instrumental, non-copywritten music. I've done that for people before.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
If
that's
you ever need that, just let me know and tell me what kind of like tone or theme you want it in, and I'll get it for
Okay.
you.
Oh, thank you. Cool.
The Lord says he resigned after that. The architect, yeah.
I hope not.
probably
I have
will.
another packet waiting.
Ooh.
Oh, this one's fixed. Good. Now go fix this. Get out of my face. I can see that.
Between
Poor guy.
architects and engineers, man.
Yeah.
You like
There's
to
something
beat them
wrong with
up.
all of them.
This
What are you doing to your
project-
engineers?
What's that?
Oh, I made the event wise.
You
ahead.
used to beat up the engineers, Serenity.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was hostile. You can ask Crow.
Oh.
This,
But now
this project
that's
we're
Crow's
on
job,
right
so-
now- Oh yeah, it's great. I beat up the engineers too. But no, it's funny because this current project we're dealing with this. I never heard it before. It's called an EIT, an engineer in training.
Uh-oh.
They have an acronym. I've had to deal with this EIT for this whole project. And you want to talk about funnies when you tell them, hey, you're wrong. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm the engineer. I know what's wrong and what's right. No, you don't.
They have just enough information to be dangerous.
That's why he's in
Yeah.
training.
Just like most people in DeFi.
Yeah, exactly. That's about it. And it does get crazy. And, that's why I wanted to give that warning. And so, guys, you've all been in DeFi before. You heard my warning. I warned people about that. Hey, most are going to fail. And I'm starting to see DeFi projects pop up. Are you guys starting to see those as well, starting to work their way out there? Wow, silence.
No.
I love it.
Yes.
I don't have time to watch any of it, so.
Okay.
Y'all are still
What about you,
paying
Alpha?
DeFi?
I'm
Huh?
thinking.
I said y'all are still paying attention to DeFi?
On occasion.
Not much, but I do here and there.
Right. Just to know what to warn people about. That's pretty much the extent. It's like, seriously? We saw this crap 2 years ago. Don't just regurgitate it, put a new label on it, and ship it out again. Ain't happening.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is with... Sorry.
Alpha's having connectivity issues.
I'm next.
Yeah,
I'm next.
between Alpha and Dylan, what's going on? You
Hey,
guys keep
hey.
breaking things.
Hey, Chrome is so sensitive. I touched my camera and it disconnected me when I turned it on.
See, I'm not the only one that touches tech and breaks it.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to not have that happen, but it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. And yes, I'm really hoping, honestly, brother, between all the information we put on Rags to Riches, going through the last cycle, giving them the play-by-play every single week, that people will immediately take a look at DeFi and go, wait, that's shit. They're going to be able to analyze it quickly and not waste their time on it. And I really hope they don't get sucked into the hype. That's what I'm most concerned with.
Yeah. And if you were using the simple moving average method that I told you to find good re-entry points, or good points to DCA in on Bitcoin, you would have had quite a lot of really great entry points. And well, look, here we are. Bitcoin is back at $104,290. And it is off. It's heading to, let's see, right now it's targeting 118.3K. Based off of the pattern breakout it just did, but we'll see. That would be approximately 21% away from the MA50 on the daily, which puts it within range. Typically, once it gets beyond that, like 23 to 36% past the MA50 on the daily, then that's when you can expect it to pull back or crab sideways until the MA catches up. It's really that simple.
There you go. You guys want to learn about trading? Absolutely. Hook up with Sai, hook up with Austin Clark. He's got the Wolfpack trading, does an amazing job as well, and it was all taught by Sai. So it's kind of learning it. We've got everybody. Honestly, Sai, I'm actually kind of glad I went into XRP, and I was stockpiling that over the last summer because, man, that thing's exploded, and I think it's got some potential.
Yeah, anytime there's money moving into an asset class, as long as that asset class doesn't, isn't elastic in size, then it's going to drive the price up. My main concern is just how much the Ripple Foundation itself holds of the token, right? I know that's the primary concern most people have with it, but that's actually why I flipped my XRP back in the first cycle and just kind of exited from it and stopped paying attention to it. But hey, now everyone seems to be paying attention to it. So,
I still have
yeah.
a little bit of XRP. Not much. but it's almost tripled.
There you go.
No, it did more than that. 5, yeah.
We're talking about XRP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Brian, my business partner, finally convinced me to get into XRP. I put 50 grand in at 50 cents. I did not think that thing was going to go anywhere. I about crapped.
Yeah, it's going insane. And I was just watching Crypto Sense today on Crypto Nerds, and guys, I love Crypto Nerds, by the way, and I've got links to their Discord and all that. But Crypto Sensei is amazing, does a lot of research, and he is an XRP diehard. But he just announced that apparently they're using XRP on the FedNow system. It's being incorporated somehow. I didn't do my research. I don't know. Go back and watch his video about it. But it's sounds like it's getting adopted all over the place.
Well, we're seeing a lot more crypto adoption occur. And when Janet Yellen sits there literally as of less than 2 hours ago, states that the treasuries will have to use extraordinary measures on January 21st to prevent hitting the debt ceiling. Like, okay, what, pray tell, is considered extraordinary compared to what you guys have all been doing over the last 4 years? 5 years now. Shit, we're in 2025. I forgot.
Yeah.
Like, what's extraordinary? So, with the adoption of crypto occurring, they're most likely going to be printing a whole crap ton of money again soon. You know, just remember, take whatever they print, and if they do another, stimulus, whatever, just put it into something finite, and you'll do well for yourself.
Good advice. Yeah, put your money to work, guys. Remember, it is nothing more than his tool. And if that doesn't make sense to you, go back and watch the Rags to Riches series, where we explained every bit of this. But I got one question for you guys on tonight's topic. So, where the hell is the hoverboard? Okay, I watched Back to the Future. It said by now we should have hoverboards. We got flying cars that hover. Why don't we have a hoverboard? What's going on?
Well, actually,
Is it?
dude, I mean, we have jetpacks.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We got jetpacks. We have hoverboards. They're not quite what was depicted. And no, I'm not talking about the little gyroscopic wheeled hoverboards. They have actual maglev based ones. Sure, they require a maglev track, but they work. But we do have actual jetpacks that people have been testing for deliveries. I know they had a trial program about teaching pilots to utilize it for like Domino's delivery, and it's crazy. But
Really?
yep.
I could just see my Domino's pizza flying in.
I mean, maybe they could go back to being 30 minutes or it's free again, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, wouldn't that be great? I would love that. And, tonight's topic is actually inspired by a conversation I had with Smiley earlier this week. It's like, remember all the toys, all the things that we wish we had back then? Why don't they have them now? And I started thinking, there's been a lot of movies and a lot of promises that, by 2025 and stuff, the future, you'll have hoverboards and Back to the Future time machine cars, and AI is going to take over the world, and all these different things. And, I was really kind of curious. So, as you were growing up, everybody on stage, everybody in the audience out there, if there was one thing you wish you had today that you could recreate or that they would reproduce, what would it be?
Does a video game count?
Video game couch?
No, he asked if a video game counts.
Sure, absolutely, anything.
The video game Defiance.
Defiance. I don't think I played that one.
Google it. It was
I'm gonna have to.
It was one of my favorite games, but they shut down the servers.
Are we limited to the year 2025, or are we talking like just...
No. Anytime in your lifetime, a toy or something you missed in the past. Mine's lawn darts. The metal lawn darts. Dude, those things were awesome.
Oof.
Right. They were fun.
Anybody else?
We have weighted ones now.
Are they metal? With spikes?
Oh, they're kid friendly.
Yeah, no. That was the fun stuff, man. Come on, where's all this?
What's the point?
Well, if we decided to bring back a toy, if we decided to bring something back in modern era that the kids are missing out on, that we had so much fun, what would it be? I was kind of curious what everybody would love to bring back.
I am the wrong person to ask that. But when I was younger, I always thought that the Star Trek communicators were the coolest thing. Being able to just call anybody anywhere, or if you needed information, you could get it. And we have those now, cell phones. So I don't know as if that would really be bringing something back, but again, I would be the wrong person to ask that.
Actually, it fits because the foreshadowing, this TV series Star Trek, there were so many things on there that are actually realities now. Like you're talking, the communicator. Oh, that'll never happen. What do we have now? Guys, we got communicators. And they even say that our cell phones now are smarter than the computers that launched the lunar mission landing, Apollo. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, your TI-83 or whatever model they're up to these days, calculator had more processing power than the computer that landed them on the moon. Not that, maybe, but the actual scientific calculator.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, what? I got one of those. No, it's not that smart.
Yeah, the things we hold in our hands now have more power than an entire warehouse full of computing equipment back then. It's cool.
It is. It's crazy.
I agree 100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes, old-fashioned LAN parties. Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes. Those were so much
Dial-up
fun.
Noise.
Yes. Oh man, that takes me back to high school where we used to play this game. I can't remember the name. Mini Militia. It's it's a mobile game where you connect to one person's hotspot and you all play in the same game. It's just I miss those days. Those were so good. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I would bring that back. That's definitely. Oh, and
Absolutely.
split screenplay. Come on now. I miss it because that's how we used to play. It'd just be you can see the person's screen below you, but you're not looking because if you look down there, they're gonna kill you.
Right.
I miss those days. Those were so fun. The old PS2, PS3 days of gaming. I don't know. I just enjoyed it a lot. Oh, and we used to play some games on the PC. One person sitting on one side, pressing the WASD and the G, H, and J for the action buttons, and other person's using the navigation keys and the numbers. Those are the good days. Those are the good days.
Now, if anybody doesn't know what an old-fashioned LAN party is, guys, basically you would pack up your computer, your monitor, keyboard, mouse, everything, throw it in your car, drive to a buddy's house, and he would have card tables if you're lucky, or you're just sitting on the floor, and a bunch of people in a circle in the same room, all plugged into the same switch. And then you set up your own little game right there in the room. And so it got hostile because the last one I went to, there was food fights during the process. It was one of the Empire Strikes Back. I don't remember which one it was, but it was one of those. This is I was in Washington. So yeah, you're talking the late 90s, early 2000, somewhere in there. And it was crazy.
Talking about Battlefront?
And that might have been it, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Battlefront?
Yeah, I remember those used to get really lethal.
Oh yeah, they're hostile. People would be throwing shit at you. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Hey, you.
But yeah, I mean, we play online now all the time with other people and stuff. But man, there was something about that energy of a LAN party. It's like going to a live rock concert. Same kind of thing. It's hostile. It's fun.
There's no violence.
Is that
right?
Because sure, you're playing a game with your buddy and whatever in your voice call and you're on the voice chat and whatever. Now you kill them and they're screw you. It's it doesn't have the same energy as looking at someone and be I'm gonna murder you, bro. I'm going to murder you.
Or taking a half empty glass and hurling his head.
That Crow, you'll relate to this. That reminds me of sitting and doing a D&D session, but everybody's on their own computer in the same room.
Yes.
It's
oh, that sounds fun.
Ashtrays on airplanes. Wow. That is going way back. Yeah. That's crazy. I watch those old movies like Twilight Zone, things like that, and you always have people smoking on airplanes. So I was like, really? That's just weird. Nowadays, you can't even turn on your cell phone. The plane could explode. We could all die. Yeah. Back then, they're we don't care, man. Light it up.
I'm old enough that we still had to specify smoking or non-smoking when we were seating as a family at a restaurant.
Yep. Same here.
And Jason, I totally remember the Atari. I actually had something pre-Atari. It was just this thing, and we could play like Pong, and that was about it. Oh,
Oh, kitty! Hi, kitty!
He's not happy. He wants to go.
It's like, leave me
Fluffy
alone!
one.
These,
He's the fluffy
these people are whacked.
He's so cute.
I'd have to say
Yeah.
Joust.
Say hello.
Joust?
hello.
Okay.
Joust. I love Joust.
That arcade game, right?
Mhm.
Dude, we need to
Arcade game is
play.
so
My
fun.
dad has an arcade machine that has Joust on it.
It's happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, we gotta do that.
Little arcades.
And Smiley, what would you bring back from your childhood? Like a toy or a thing or an idea?
Well, we didn't really have toys. What happened is if it wasn't a school day, my mom would kick us out as soon as we woke up and ate breakfast, and we weren't allowed back into the house until dinner time. So there was a whole bunch of kids that lived on the corner because our house was on the corner. There's like 10 of us, and we just hang out and we'd make up games. None of us really had toys or things to play with. So somebody, grab a bat somewhere. We play Three Flies Up, or we'd play Pickle at the street lights, or I remember one summer we played Commando and we ran around spying on everybody in the neighborhood, just, pretending that we were like, special forces. But that's all we did. We just hung out and played together as a group, and it was amazing. I loved it.
My brother
Kinda how I
enjoyed.
grew up.
My brother enjoyed getting me, like, my brother and my sisters enjoyed getting me pissed off. I mean, like, I'm going to murder you pissed off. And then they'd hand me a wiffle ball bat. And then have me chase them all over. It was
Why?
funny.
Did they run faster than you or what?
Yeah, I was like 5 or 6, and they were like 13, 14.
Oh, okay.
So I'm chasing
That's
them.
just evil.
Very
Well, one
evil.
time we had this coal pit, and I was hiding just inside the coal pit, and my brother and my sister come around, chop, chop, chop. And as we got to the coal pit, my sister pushed my brother, and he lost his balance, so he was stumbling. As he comes around the corner, I'm sitting there waiting with a wiffle ball bat, and I swung with everything I had, and I hit him right in the head, right here in the nose, and his nose just bled and bled and bled.
Who got beat for that one?
No one.
Okay.
These
Usually that's the only time. I'm sorry?
These were the good old days. You got a favor as a result, right?
Yeah.
You'd be able to cash in, like, you can't tell the parents about this because I didn't tell the parents about that, right? Or you would take the fall the next time they lined everybody up and said, who did this, right?
The Universal Alliance, when you hear the parents' car pull up, stop! Clean up, clean up.
We're all friends. Quick. Clean the blood fast. I always had to explain the blood. I don't know what that was. It's like, what happened to him? I fell down.
Catch it.
How many times?
He's a messy eater.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Just hit Willie on Sinclair, 480k. Ooh. So I played that for hours. And reverse grounding. What is reverse grounding? You
what
asked me
happened
there.
to Smiley?
Yeah,
Instead
Oh,
of making
okay.
you stay at home, they kicked your ass out.
Yeah, that was normal. Get the hell out of the house. We don't want to see you. Yeah, it's not like today. It's like, man, I would have put a GPS chip on you. I don't want to know where you're at all times. Then it was like, get out of my face. I don't care what you do. Just make sure the cops don't show up at the door. I don't care. Yep.
I lived up
Play
in
with your friends. What friends?
I lived up in northern Idaho at the confluence of two rivers. And so we were always down at the river in the summer, in the water. And we had a pool, but there was a beach right below it. It cost money to go to the pool. And it was free to go to the beach. So, man, there'd be hundreds of us down there. And it was kind of fun. And we walked everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It took us 45 minutes to walk to the beach each way, but that was okay.
Yeah, and we'd spend the entire summer barefoot, and if we were thirsty, we'd drink out of the hose.
It kills
So fancy.
Serenity that I go barefoot. I'll go to the
Oh, really?
garage barefoot. He's like, "You're gonna step on something." I'm like, "And?"
Yes.
I'm like, I hate having anything on my feet. The shoes are the last thing that go on before I walk out the door, other than my coat. And the very first thing that comes off, even before my coat, when I get
Yeah.
home.
If you walk barefoot long enough, you'll gain calluses.
Mhm.
And then if you do
But
step on, then you're fine.
It kills him that way, that I go barefoot.
It does. And I got a story for that, and I'll tell you why. So, as you guys, I've mentioned before, my mother's a seamstress, has been her whole life. Even when she worked for the state, she still did that on the side. So I grew up in a seamstress house, which means there were little stick pins everywhere. And I remember I was like 8 or 9. I was a pretty young kid. And one day, I hear my mom scream from the other room, blood-curdling scream. I go running in. She had actually drug her foot and got a metal stick pin rammed into her big toe so hard that it actually bent inside.
Ugh.
And she says, "Go get the pliers." And I'm like, "What? I'm just a little kid." So I'm sitting there with my mom's foot and a pair of pliers, grabbing this thing out of her toe, watching the blood. Just like, oh, God. Yeah. And ever since then, I'm traumatized. It's like, nah, I won't run without socks at minimum. And 99% of the time, it's with shoes. It's just
Here's the thing. I always wear socks unless I absolutely, unless I am in bed, right? It's the only time I do not wear socks. Shoes I put on when I'm either getting ready to go out or if I need to go into like work mode because I'm trying to accomplish something. I do not go barefoot. I used to, right, all the time when I was younger playing outside and had great calluses. I could run across the riverbed with, bare feet, didn't care. But that changed because one time I was in the kitchen, I was making myself some food before I had to head off to work. This was, oh gosh, I was like 20, I think. And I worked a job where I was going to be on my feet all day. I felt what felt like a crumb stuck to the bottom of my one foot. And what do you instinctively do? You rub it off on the top of your other foot, right? Or am I the only one who does that? I don't know. Either way, that's what I did. Turns out it was not a crumb. It was a little shard of glass. And what I wound up doing was slicing open the entire top of my foot to the point where I could see the tendons.
Oh.
So I wrapped it up real well and went to work.
Yeah.
That'll do it. That trauma is like, oh, hell no, I ain't doing that. And, I do the same thing you do. So that's kind of like my trigger. Time to get something done, just put my shoes on. Do it every morning. Even though I sit in the office or work in the studio or whatever, I still put my shoes on to get that mental state. And so it's kind of interesting how that works.
That's the first things I take off when I get home from work. My shoes.
Yep. Unless you have to, like, there's something you have to do right after you get home. Like, I need to remember to break down the cardboard because I got to put the recycling out today or some bullshit like that, right?
Exactly. And hey, good to have you with us, the Mining Chef. It says, are they streaming the Trump crypto ball on YouTube? I have no idea what that is, brother. Let me know. And Jay says, my dad, when he was young, he hated sisters not wearing shoes and socks, so he made little flash bombs, put them on the kitchen floor, and burnt the bottoms of his 3 sisters' feet. Oh, ow.
I think I know
They're gonna wear shoes?
why I hate socks. We had a concrete floor with tile over the top, like vinyl tile, industrial, in our basement. Well, my sister used to think it was fun, and I was a stupid little kid. She was older than me. She would tie my socks together. And my mom always had us in the knee-high socks. So there was plenty to tie together and still be on my feet. And then throw something at me. And you'd think I'd learn after the first time, but I would try to chase her. I had about a dozen concussions before I finally just refused to wear socks anymore. So
that explains a lot. Okay, now I know.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm a light sleeper, I used to not be a light sleeper, but my brothers, when I was sleeping, used to wrap me in a blanket, carry me up the stairs because where we lived, we had a we had a basement. They had to go down 2 sets of stairs, and they would put me on one of the sets of stairs, tie the blanket, belts, and then they push me down the stairs,
Oh,
Oh wow.
and I would roll down the stairs.
Yep, you gotta love brothers. Brothers are great. I had an older brother by 8 years, and yeah, I don't know how I survived. But, it makes me wonder. So all these memories, all these things that we miss out as kids, what do you think kids nowadays are missing out because they don't have those? Do you think that's having a negative impact or positive, or, what do you guys think?
Negative.
germs. They don't get the
Germ-
germs. They don't get the germs like we had, so their immune systems suck.
I see that. So, Crow, not Cry, Crow, what do you think negative? What makes you so profoundly say it's negative? Why is that, bro?
Because I've hired a couple people who are younger, and their work mentality sucks. Cyro over here just talked about how he sliced his foot open, and he wrapped it in whatever, bandages probably, maybe a little bit of tape, put his foot in the shoe, call it a day. Did what he had to do to make sure food was on his table. People don't do that. The younger people don't do that anymore. And they want
True.
to get paid and do nothing. They are entitled and selfish. Not all of them, but a good majority of them. And
Facts.
it sucks.
Yeah, 100%. So, Crow, you've been around my house and part of my family long enough. What are my 3 rules in life?
In life, or to bother you.
To bother me. What are the 3 rules? You don't bother me unless one of 3 things happens.
The house is burning. 2 liter
Nope.
spray. Oh, what's the last one? Someone's dead.
Compound fracture, arterial spray, or death. Beyond that, don't bother me. Go play. Everything else, rub dirt in it. You're fine. Shut up. Who else has parents like that? Or am I the only asshole in the room? Okay, good. Glad I'm not the only one. See, I'm a good dad. Yeah, that's a good set of rules, right? But I agree with you. I think that's definitely a huge factor there. What do you think, Smiley? What do you notice about kids these days?
I don't have any generalizations. I like to take people as they come. They're all different. Some are great and some not so much. It depends, on your situation and how you react to it too. Because I've known kids who have grown up in horrible situations and they're amazing people, and vice versa.
That makes sense. But now you were a teacher for a while, weren't you, Smiley?
Yes.
Okay,
Right
so
along.
you probably have a much more unique perspective than most of us do about kids and how they evolve compared to what you were like as a kid and what you remember then. So what's the biggest difference you notice of kids when you were teaching versus when you were growing up?
I honestly can't say I noticed something that stands out to me. I can't tell you.
Okay. Hey, that's okay. I was just kind of curious. Thought we might get some inside information there.
Sorry, no.
That's okay.
What grade did you teach, Smiley, if you don't mind my asking?
Most of the time it was 4th grade. That was my very, very favorite. I love the kids that age because they're old enough to carry on a fairly intelligent conversation, yet most of them haven't gone through puberty, so they're not as awkward and not as... Sometimes they become kind of arrogant as they go through that period. So they were cool. I honestly, though, I have to tell you, I taught in a very wealthy district. And so my kids had a lot of opportunities that not a lot of other kids do, and a lot of parental support. And so that's why I'm saying I didn't notice a lot of deficits that I might have if I worked in a different area.
That makes sense.
I think here's the difference between like Jimbo and then what's happening to kids nowadays is I have a buddy who he has an older kid's about 18, 20-ish, around there. Kid's already a felon, has a drug problem, yep, and all this stuff that's going on in his life, and he's still sleeping on his dad's couch because his dad tries so hard to like get him out. Like, I'm gonna murder him. I can't handle him because he, when he starts bringing in, because he also has some younger kids, and his oldest starts bringing in drugs into his household, and he's like, you can't be doing that. I have like 6 and 7-year-olds. He wants to kill him. but his wife refuses to not take him in. I don't want to say coddling, but it's very much that kind of situation where she lets him in every single time.
It's a
Okay, I do know something. Something did occur to me based on what Crow had said. And what I've noticed from when I was younger was school was a more active place to be. And I've noticed that there's a lot of pressure to meet certain standardized test levels in schools. And so there's much more, like when I was younger, when I went to school, there was art and there was music and there was all kinds of extracurricular type of activities incorporated, even in the elementary school level. And now you see there's this pressure to meet certain standards. So they start eliminating those subjects, and I don't think it works. I think it actually backfires in that the students have a harder and harder time focusing because they cut the recess shorter. They cut out the art and the music, which stimulates different parts of their brains, and so I think that's sad.
That is sad.
What about
Alfie? You were saying D. Sorry, go ahead, girl.
I just find it shocking that it's getting to the point where schools don't teach you life skills anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Taxes,
Right.
Shop classes and a thing. A bunch of like classes that you should take or be required to take to be able to function out here in society, and they don't teach them.
No.
That makes no sense to me. These are things you have to do every year, life skills that you have to know, and we're not going to teach them because we have to, like Smiley said, raise that bar up to a certain degree of like our math overall has to be this high or some stupid. Like that's asinine.
Agreed. And yeah, I miss that because I did recorder like 3rd, 4th grade somewhere in there. I started playing the flute in like the 5th and did art. I even did home ec. Learned how to sew even though I lived with seamstress and I sewed better than anybody. But growing up alone and where mom was always working, she worked extensive hours. So I cooked all my meals, did my own sewing stuff. So much of that is lost on today's kids, and it's kind of sad to see. Like you're saying, Smiley, is there were a lot more activities, and that prepared them. And I was going to point this out now, Alfie. You were saying that D&D builds that mind of strategy. So you're saying that actually gaming can benefit kids today if they disconnect and play something that actually works on a mindset.
Definitely, absolutely. I used to play a lot of games growing up, and you kind of realize that at some point, because I've also done a bit of teaching, and I absolutely love just analyzing the psychology of people and people around me. Kind of have that bit of, what's the word, not just psychology, it's anthropology. I just absolutely adore being able to study people. That's just my favorite thing in the world. So obviously I've taken notice of a lot of things, and one thing you kind of notice is that with the change in how games have become, people don't play as many thought-provoking, as many imaginative games as they used to. So it kind of, a lot of the things that I know has developed well for me isn't as developed for people now. Like most things are so fast-paced, it's like it makes sure, it kind of has this thing where children now don't have patience. Children now kind of just expect things done immediately. They don't have that thoughts of, okay, I need to have a little bit of critical thinking, which games actually used to make you do. I mean, I remember playing Call of Duty 2 and 1 and all of those. Those games were bloody hard as a young child because you had to be like, okay, I need to figure out the strategy and now which route do I go down? How do I target this? You will go through like 50 runs before you make it to the next checkpoint, and then you go through the bloody same thing. So it's like, there isn't that. I feel like a lot of that is missing now, which is so sad, because what do people play now? Fortnite. You're going to tell me Fortnite is going to be as engaging as a D&D session? I highly doubt it. That's just that's clearly just an opinion. I won't say that as a fact or anything, but I would highly doubt that. There's a very different sort of psychology to how people do things now, and having taught, and I'm a tutor, I'm a private tutor, so when I have jobs, I will go tutor. What I've noticed recently with the kids that I've been tutoring, they're kind of arrogant, unnecessarily arrogant, and it makes absolutely no sense. Like, sure, kids are going to be like, oh no, I know this and whatever, but like, I've been tutoring for roughly 7 to 8 years. No, 10 years. 10 years because it's 2025 already. So between 10 and 12 years. And it's only now that I'm seeing this kind of spike in just overall, I know this, you don't need to tell me. I'm just like, oh, where does that come from? Oh, YouTube. Okay, great. I figured it out. Because it's like as soon as you're done, you see like one of the people that I was tutoring, one of the kids that I was tutoring, he has a PC in his room, he has access to the internet, he has YouTube, and I just like kind of figured afterwards, okay, I feel like it's probably because you watch YouTube things, and I just think, oh no, I know things. And it's like, okay, cool, man, cool. So it's like, I mean, kids are generally not patient, but there's just something about an attention span that has just gotten a lot worse.
Gotcha, and that makes sense. And yeah, I've noticed that too. A lot of arrogance has developed in modern kids, and I've often wondered. And these are kids that maybe not be wealthy, but they still walk around with that chip on their shoulder. Look how great I am! Look at what I have. That has I don't know if it's just because I grew up on the poor side of the tracks or what, but that has always been my number one quick trigger to absolutely hate your guts. The more you brag, the less I trust you and the less I respect you. Is that just me, or is that a common denominator?
No, that's 100%. That's just how it is. Because arrogance kind of pushes people away.
Right.
Think about it. Like, I don't need a house.
I definitely want to. Yeah, I definitely want to celebrate someone's success. You did great, man. Awesome. Good job. Proud of you. And I think this is something I went with my son a while back, is really had to teach him. It's like, okay, you're great at gaming. You're better than most people I know. I mean, you can go out and Call of Duty or whatever. You can wipe out 10 guys, no sweat. But what are you doing to make them better? Is it just that you're proud because you destroyed somebody and that's just awesome because I can be better than others? Or is it, hey, let me help and we worked as a team and the team succeeded to accomplish that? Or it's like, watch me, I'm going to go on my own to destroy everybody. And I think there's even a different play in game style as well as life. It's great to celebrate someone's success, and we're all here to help each other grow. But if you're like, look, I'm superior because I have all this and you suck, then that immediately for me, it's like, yeah, you're off the list. Sorry, get out of my world. And I thought it was just me that has that mentality. So it's great to know I'm not the only one here.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of comments, guys. I'm sorry I'm falling way behind. We're going in the rabbit hole. We always do. Man, it's Friday night. Whatever happens, it happens. So, Jason, some English university students taking English A levels they're not marked down for poor spelling and grammar. See, that's crazy. Isn't that what English is proper spelling and grammar? I know Wild Angel is big on that one. I suck.
I end up editing a lot of his stuff. And I have
yeah.
business writing and stuff like that. And so, technical language skills have really significantly decreased.
Completely different avenue. But another thing I find like sad to see is the fact that younger kids becoming adults and stuff have stopped reading books. Like not just a certain type of books or this specific genre or something that just stopped.
It does. Too much energy. And and actually I was getting that. So Jason, thank you, buddy. Because yes, I was running around the screen and people just kept grabbing. It's like, that's cool. This is what we do. But now Dylan, you are kind of a unique breed, my man. You are what I would call a younger generation. I'm kind of an old fart. But you kind of took it differently than most people I know of your age. You were able to build a pretty substantial empire, which I think is awesome, brother. I think that's great that you did that. What do you think gave you that insight to grow above and beyond your peers and succeed so well where others are just kind of struggling to get through the basics? I'm kind of curious, brother.
It mainly comes down to discipline, and upbringing. If you grow up in a poor family, like for example, I grew up in a very poor family. My parents were on both Social Security, et cetera, and I more or less made a promise I'm never going to be in that situation. And well, I've kind of made that happen. I'm not going to be in that situation, nor will my children or my children's children's children.
And I can respect that. And I think that's one thing, like saying discipline. I think that's one thing that most kids over the last 10, 20 years, they don't have. And, I'm really kind of curious on, now your upbringing, Dylan, was that more of a structured, very controlled parenting, or was it more of the modern day loose of everybody's the winner, everybody gets participation trophy kind of upbringing?
Are we allowed to say swear words? Does it matter?
Absolutely.
All right, more or less, if you acted up, you got your ass beat. You
Perfect.
didn't listen to mom or dad in the store, they take you to the bathroom and they whooped your ass.
Yep.
Now, they took that out. It's a crime if you even do it. Kids need their ass beat.
I agree. And,
What?
that's one of those, and I know we're going to get into debate here because I know there's different mindsets on stage. I was raised the same way, Dylan. It was one of those where, mom had absolutely no problem grabbing a coat hanger or anything handy, and I don't recommend that. I don't say that's the right way to do it. I think there's better ways to do it. But I think there has to be some level of understanding of the mind and how it works to know how to apply those different strategies appropriately. And so I'm going to be calling on you next. I'm leading up to this. But I think a lot of it is as parents, when we have kids, we don't know what we're doing. And most parents, honestly, myself included, don't do the proper research of understanding how the mind works and how proper teaching and guidance techniques work. I think most people are honestly lazy when it comes to education, when it comes to learning how this stuff works. So I was raised on the same way you were, Dylan, man. Outside, there were no witnesses. And even if there were, they didn't care. They're like, yeah, beat that kid. But I think there's better ways to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
There
Go
are.
outside.
There are.
Take it away, my man.
I was raised similarly to Dylan. The difference was my mother developed what she called the Vulcan nerve pinch. She would grab that muscle spot on your neck.
Oh.
Yeah, that one. Other various things were being forced to stand in the T-pose for 5 to 10, sometimes 15 minutes. If you've never done that before, give it a try. And just stand there straight as a board. Don't move. There's a reason why it's actually outlawed in the Geneva Convention. Believe it or not.
Really?
It's called stress positions, and it's a form of
Yay.
torture. Yeah.
Ow.
But anywho, I didn't want to be anything like that, obviously, raising my child. And so we aren't, There are other ways to do it. I'm not going to sit here and tell people how to do it, right? That's not my job. But ultimately, you got to understand the brain goes through developmental stages. The whole adage of, when your baby is crying, sometimes you just got to let it cry it out and it will, calm down and go to sleep. The brain's actually incapable of self-soothing at that point in time. They really just pass out of exhaustion and terror because they feel abandoned and know the mother that they're calling for is not coming to the aid, right? Or the parent. It's the same thing that you see in animal culture when the babies are young. It's no different. The mother bird doesn't just leave them to quiet down. They take care of the need. Same thing. So, there's a lot of misconceptions that were born just out of a lack of understanding. Please remember, psychology is a relatively new field, and half the time they still don't know what's going on, But we are learning more every day, and the best thing that I can say is just stay on top of all of the current research, because they're studying the effects of all of those parenting styles and how it turned all of us out, and they've learned a lot from it. So just if you have a young one, read all of the recent stuff. It's very helpful.
Absolutely. And we're always growing and evolving. So as we grew up in kids with lawn darts and drinking from garden hoses and running across the rocks and hitting people with wiffle bats, that was just an everyday occurrence. Like, hey, what is it? It's Saturday. That's what we do. But, nowadays things are very different. And even with all the technology, you would think we were more connected, but I'm finding a lot of people feel more disconnected through that. And, that can really bring about a lot of, even adulthood feelings of abandonment or depression or problems that they don't know how to deal with. And since you don't have those get-togethers where family friends get together, they play games, whatever, they hang out, have fun, those don't exist. And so I'm going to throw a quick slide in here, guys, because one thing I think we can all help with is to help those people, let them know somebody does care. There is connections. And that's what Down Home Crypto is all about. It's about building a family mindset, not about just getting rich, not about just this person's smarter than that person, or you go here to learn how to trade or how to buy crypto or what. It's about everything, whatever it is. And so the problem is not everybody knows about this, and not everybody is going to get in Discord and have those capabilities. So I want to ask all of you, do me a huge favor. Go out and start spreading some little ducks around, because somebody out there is fighting with the depression and they're on their own. They don't think anybody cares. Now, if you haven't heard about Project Duck Depression, I would be really surprised. But hey, maybe you're new here, and if so, welcome. We love to have you here. And to give you a quick crash course, so Sai, what is Project Duck Depression all about, brother?
Well, it's about raising awareness that, everyone around you is also going through a tough time. I mean, let's face it, we're all living in late stage capitalism. Of course, we're going to be dealing with stress and anxiety. That's what happens when your very basic needs are at threat, which is what this system has designed. A system that puts all of our basic needs at threat. So, it raises awareness to that we need to try to help each other grow, raise a smile, etc. And yeah, that's the purpose.
I couldn't resist it.
Thanks, Dylan. Just had to crash support.
Hey, invite me to it, though. Invite me to it.
I just put the link in the chat right there.
All right. Thanks.
Definitely hop in there. And I love this. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I love this last post you guys put. And I know, I think Rose does a lot of these, doesn't he, Si? Doesn't she, Si? Sorry.
Yeah. Rose manages all of the photos and the posts that she puts up, and she always tries to make them thoughtful, encouraging, and cute. And that's the whole point of our charity, and she recently picked up the snowball shapers. And since we had snow, naturally, when she and the daughter went on a walk today, they left little snow duckies everywhere. Because depression.
Those are awesome.
Nice.
I love that. That is great. I bought resin molds for the little tiny ducks. So now I don't have to buy ducks anymore. I can keep a steady supply.
Perfect. Just make sure that the resin's fully cured all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And yes, I can.
Seattle.
Good.
I have a whole couple hundred ducks that we're taking with us. We're gonna duck bomb Seattle. I'll give you some.
I love
Smiley.
it. Thank you. I want the pink one, please.
I don't know if I have pink. I'll check and see.
Okay.
But yes,
Okay.
you can have a pink one. I've got gold glitter and a whole bunch of other ones, and I will find a pink duck just for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay.
We are going to duck up Seattle.
Why don't you see Smiley walking out there with this little pink ducky, doing her, Hazor revolutions, and then just stopping after the speech, dropping a duck, and then walking away.
Yes, I love it. I'm totally doing that. That's perfect. Because everybody's going to be like, put his hat
What is
on the
that?
ground. Yes. Yes.
What the hell is the little thing on the ground?
Right.
So-
How does Jason get ducks?
Oh, I mean, we just get them off of Amazon, really.
Timu has them.
Timo has them. I mean, if you just search 1,000 count yellow ducks, right, and scroll around through the related, you'll find all sorts. All of them are fairly cheap for the quantity, especially if you're getting in bulk. Like we get them in lots of 2,500. But
Perfect.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, guys, if you haven't already followed Project Duck Depression, definitely follow them, spread the word, and pick up some ducks. And if you can't afford ducks, maybe you're going through hard times. We all do, and that's okay. You can do just as much positive enforcement by holding a door. When you check out at the register, when they say, "Have a nice day," say, "Thank you. I hope you have a great day yourself." Just put out some positive energy in the universe. That's what this is all about. Trying to make the world a better place, and we do that financially. We do that with friends. We do that with ducks. We do that any way we possibly can. So definitely go out there and spread some positivity.
I messed with the engineer. I think it was this week. Walked in there.
Did you
first
throw a
thing in
duck
the
at
morning.
him?
No. I walked in
Oh.
very first thing in the morning, and this is like 7:30 in the morning ish. And I walked up, and I was like, "They're like, good morning." I was like, "Is it a good morning, or is it a morning to be good?"
Well, it's not a morning to be good because I'm never good in the morning.
He just sat there.
I'm never good any time of day.
He sat there for like a minute or two, and he's like, "I never thought of it like that."
That's when
You-
he
you
started
broke the
to
engineer.
convert it. Yes.
I do it all the time.
It's like,
I'll sit there and just sit there. If I'm not yelling at them, I'm sitting there making witty comments. Just, what are you doing? They don't just sitting there, just hammering them. It's great.
I love it. Exactly, Alpha. Yeah. When you get out of the Uber, say enjoy the rest of your day. Doesn't take a lot. So I'm kind of curious. Now, we've talked about the past and how we were raised and things that we miss. So taking that knowledge, what we've experienced so far, looking at today and the kids that are growing up today, what do you think their future holds? What does tomorrow look like? Oh, Wild Angel has bagloads of ducks. And oh,
Hey,
look at
I'm
that. All
pink
kinds of
duck.
colors.
I got
Yay!
pink duck.
Thank you.
I had to go look.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Okay, I'll take her off Jumbotron. But I'm kind of curious. What do you, because we've got AI technology that's really dominating. We've got these databases that's scraping information from everywhere in the world. We've got AI. We've got all these crazy things happening. What do you think the children would be like, let's say 20, 30 years from now? What does our future hold? And what do you hope it holds? The boo. Hi, boo boo. Okay, I thought you said the boo boo. I'm like, what?
That's a cute name.
Hey, BTK.
That is a cute name.
The way it's
I like
going
Boo-Boo.
I
now,
like-
I think that one of the things I'm seeing in the future, if things progress the way they have been, is the simple fact of people's homes. Those are going to be a lot harder for people to maintain and to be created. I mean, as it stands right now, the trades are trying to kill themselves off.
That's a good point, and it's like Sai, you've been sharing your Venetian plaster, which is beautiful, by the way, and we've talked about this. Well, like you're saying, Crow, most people don't understand trades. They don't know how to put up drywall or paint or trim or do anything like Venetian drywall, which is gorgeous. They're like, that's the way it is. I did a side job a while back for a couple who were actually realtors. Their weekend project was to hang a picture over the fireplace, and they were proud of themselves for doing it. They got it straight. They were like, oh my God, look at our picture. It's actually straight. I'm like, seriously? Look, I built a new wall in my house. That's what I just ripped shit out and rebuilt it. But that's a good point. That's very scary. With it's like Smiley, you're talking that these people don't have the creative sides in school. You know, a lot of that was trades, metalworking, woodworking, things like that. Those aren't taught anymore. So yeah, we're gonna end up in metal shoeboxes that are all exactly the same. How do we change that?
Well, simply put, there will always be those born who see things different, right? Who have that desire to do more, the desire to go from a trade to a craft, right? To perfect a skill, a talent, to try that new Venetian shiny plaster and play with it until they can apply it and make it look like a slab of marble, right? You know, that sort of thing. There's always going to be people who do that in every generation. And I think at the end of the day, the more that we can encourage others to do the same, that's how you shape the future to be a more positive one. Because realistically speaking, in other little known news, AI was able to successfully detect breast cancer 5 years before it even developed.
That's huge.
Wow.
You know, this is the kind of shit that we should be using AI for, to you know, to perfect this imperfect society that we live in and the bodies that we have, and you know, use it to figure out a way to start removing the microplastics from things, you know, create those filters that are capable of doing that, you know, all that sort of stuff. They've discovered new protein folds all the time with AI, because it's simply able to calculate and create and find things that would take us much longer to find. And then this is speeding up even faster and faster with quantum computing.
Absolutely. And I think you're right. And Jason says he's one of 5 kids. 2 can build stuff. The other 3 have to pay to get stuff done. Same parents. And yeah, Jason, it's just like you're talking, Si, where there's always going to be what we would call odd ducks because they're the artists, the creators, the musicians, the ones who have that little bit different mindset. Maybe they don't fit in the crowd, but maybe that's what makes them so amazing is they don't fit in with the sheep. And so for me personally, I've always encouraged that. It's like, no, don't be one of the sheep. Think for yourself. Even if you screw it up, that's okay. It's better to screw it up and decide for yourself than doing what Bob over there did and then really never having that experience or that knowledge.
Yep. It's why you should always encourage exploring creative passions, right? Especially during the first 7 years of your child's life. You receive your programming during the first 7 years of your life. After that, it is very difficult to deviate from it. You have to go through extensive retraining of your default mode network to do that. So always encourage exploration, creative passions, trying new skills, attempting after a failure. Let your kids fuck it up, right? That's how they figure out the right way to do it.
I saw this speech one time, and it said something to the effects of, let kids be unsafe safely.
Yes.
Get them in an environment where, they're not going to die, but they're going to get hurt, they're going to get injured, they're going to learn. But they're not going to die.
Not likely, at least. So, along that lines, I got to tell you a story because it was probably 4 or 5 years ago. No, it was only 3 or 4. I was replacing receptacle. That's an outlet. That's where you plug the cord into your wall. We call that a receptacle in the electrical world. And my youngest son, Horatio, was like, I almost shocked myself. And he said something about, what's that feel like? And I'm like, come over here. This will be fun. And so I had the exposed wires. And it's 110 volt house electricity. And yes, it can kill you if you got a weak heart, things like that. So don't try this at home unless you're young and stupid. He is. And I said, hold this wire. And I had him grab the white wire. And I said, now just slap the black wire. Just real quick. Don't grab it. Just slap it. And did that. Just, that was awesome. Can I do it again? Sure, go ahead. So he did. Then what's he do? He goes and he gets his sister. It's like, come here, you gotta try this. I had all the kids lined up to electrocute themselves. And like you're talking, Crow, now they know what it's like to feel the electricity. And for the record, guys, it's like a 9-volt battery on your tongue, that volt jolt. It just goes all the way up your arm. Unless you have a bad heart, then it goes across your chest, and then things go really bad. So I don't recommend doing it. Yeah, not across the chest. You're right, BTK. It's evil. Yes, it can actually kill, guys. So please understand. But it was one of those, like you said, that's kind of my old mindset as a kid, is let them try, let them learn, let them fuck it up like Si's talking. That's how they're going to learn it.
I remember I was talking about putting in those curved concrete garden edging. And I'm like, yeah, I really want to do this, but I can't afford it. Him over here is like, well, Google it. I'm like, what do I ask Google? Because I didn't even know where to start. But in the long run, I actually made my own forms. I took garden edging and PVC and did it all and made my own forms for it and put it in. And it lasted about 4 years.
That's impressive.
Oh, yeah. Until we got a really cold winter and it started flaking. And then it's like, okay, time to take it out. And then Crow helped me put in paving stones.
Nice.
That's what family's for. And
Yeah.
yes, BTK, and I want to definitely address this real quick, guys. I'm going to tangent back. BTK is right. You should not pass electricity across the chest. It is dangerous. Being the fact that they're 14, 15-year-olds old with strong hearts, wasn't too worried, but it was a risk. So I kept a close eye. And yes, so please be safe with electricity, guys, because as I taught my guys every day, like Crow can attest to, if you're swinging a hammer, okay, you can see the risks. If you're dealing with plumbing, you can see the water, the fire. If you're a fireman, you can see the fire, the heat. With electricity, there is no warning. You screw up, you are simply dead. It's like an off switch. There's no warning, no fire, no heat, no smoke, no nothing. You just simply drop dead. So please be super safe with electricity. Hire an electrician or find out what you're doing before you risk it. Yes, I was bad, BTK. You're right. My kids, I can kill them. It's okay.
It's my kids.
Brought you in this world, I'll take you out. How many of you guys heard that one?
Oh yeah.
I've said
Oh,
that
yeah.
a time or two.
Same. So, wow. Now, Wild Angel, because we were talking about people and like Alpha, I'm going to go to you next because you're talking about cost and getting the assessment of information, when you start weighing that. But I'm curious, Wild Angel, had I not challenged you to do that, that knowledge you gained, by even it flaking off and falling apart, what would you put a price tag on that?
The knowledge is priceless in the long run. Did I appreciate the blisters because I hand mixed all that concrete? No. But the blisters and the sore back and all this kind of stuff. No, I really didn't. Did it come out as pretty as if I'd had somebody else do it? No. But I actually took great pride in that when it was done. I took pictures and had to show everybody at work. Look what I did. So, and the sledgehammer to take it all out was not so much fun. But, hey. Yeah, Crow, we had fun with the sledgehammer, didn't we?
I hid inside. I'm not going to lie. I just like, later, guys, have fun. I'm out.
Yeah, well, I remember walking in a couple of times saying, "Isn't this your job? You're married to her.
Nope.
You're supposed to be doing this." And he's like, "Nope, nope."
I didn't start the project.
I get the kid that has no problem if I say, "Hey, can you?" He's like, "Sure, let's go." I know.
Sucker.
I utilize my resources.
So, Alpha, you were playing with electrical wires?
No, I would never do that. I just accidentally touched it because I was curious. Okay. Okay.
Why are there wires hanging out where you can touch them anyway? What the hell?
It wasn't by my house. I just saw something. I was like, "Is that live?" And I was
What's this do?
like, "It's definitely live. Don't do that again."
I love
I
it.
think there
I
was
love it.
once when I was working or something. I just like trying to plug it in, and then I didn't know there was an exposed part, and then like my finger touched it. I was like, "Screw you, wire."
I remember my guy. He was trying to test. I think it was like 240, and he was trying to do it really weird. It was like really new, and he had the leads on the ground and one of the hot wires, and he barely touched the ground wire because he's making a jumper with it. It was something weird. But he touched the ground wire, supposed copper, and he just went, "Oh God!" He electrocuted the crap out of himself.
I love it. I love it. And yeah, Electro is a lot of fun. If you guys haven't played with Electro, there's a level of insanity that goes with it. Like BTK is talking, Delta Y, let it fly. For some of you, if that makes sense, you understand. And yeah, that's some sketchy shit there.
Did you ever put a metal fly swatter in an outlet yet? I flickered all the lights in my parents' house when I was younger. I mean,
this is
that
fun. Let's
blew
do this.
me back. There's black all up the wall, everything.
Oh.
It's amazing how we survived our childhood. I don't know how we did. I should
don't
be
know
dead
how I did
many
either.
times over.
I fell out a tree multiple times. I don't know how I'm not.
Yeah, mine was car wrecks and motorcycle wrecks. I was a king of wrecking shit. And
I've always
it's
old cafes.
yeah.
Don't see them anymore. I think it's on this side. There's like a slit, permanent slit, because I had a hole the size of my that size here. I was a lot younger too, so my face was smaller. Hey, at least I got a permanent slit.
Right.
I don't need.
I got one right there in my forehead. My brother did that. Yeah, brothers. Gotta love them.
Damn.
That's like 4 or 5 when that happened. Yeah, I've had a scar my whole life there. Or most of it. I was cute as a baby ever since I had this weird sucker punch in my head. But, I'm curious. What do you guys think? So, Wild Angel, like you're talking, the blisters, the back pain, all that, but yet that feeling of accomplishment and the knowledge you gained, do you guys think that we're missing out on that? The children of today or tomorrow, if we make AI do everything, are we going to lose those feelings, those acknowledgments, and the personal growth people go through? Are you guys worried about that, or do you think that AI is going to make it better because they can access the information of why that concrete flaked, and they can make that accomplishment last longer? So, what do you guys think?
I think, depending on how it's used, it could be very profitable in that department of the accomplishment. Because if you're asking it for questions that are really simple, that, like Cyril says all the time, you can only make so many decisions in a day. You can only use so much brain power in a day. If AI can take some of that workload off of like the silly things that you shouldn't even have to worry about, and you can use your brain power on the bigger projects and use more time and energy into that, it frees up more time to pursue the right avenues. That makes sense.
It does make sense. What do you think, Smiley?
Oh man.
But
No, but I won't.
a lot of my friends are homesteaders and homeschoolers, and they kind of have a different perspective. And so when we get together, we don't connect a lot with tech. And because I'm not personally a very techie person, everybody who knows me knows that. I'd rather read than watch anything. So I just see that when we do things together, we have a lot of fun. We just get outside, and anyway, that's it.
Good
I
enough.
agree with the low tech. I don't even watch TV a whole lot. I mean, I've gotten to where if I'm sitting and crocheting,
Game of Thrones, really?
yes, I have binged Game of
For
Thrones.
God's sake. It is playing like half the day around here. It's like, no, please.
I'm
Sorry, I
only
had to.
home 3 nights a week.
That's fair.
Give me
Okay,
a
3
break.
nights. So, I'm curious though, because I want to keep going around, but Smiley, do you think that by staying on the low-tech avenue, are you losing out on the latest cutting-edge technology, since
Sure.
books of modern information, like Sai's talking about, really isn't in print per se?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what? Shut up! Okay.
No, but my point is, I'm missing out on something always, all the time. I can't do it all. I have to make my choices and choose how I want to spend my time and what's important to me. Because people say, "Oh, I wish I had time to read," but then they'll watch TV for hours. It's choices
Right.
all day long. So I make my own choices, and yeah, I'm always missing out on stuff. But I have to choose what makes me happy and choose the friends who are real friends and how I live my life. And no, I'm not living it perfectly. That's for sure. I made a lot of mistakes, but still working on it.
That's the most important thing, is still working on it. And you pointed out a very important topic that I wanted to bring out and address everybody is, guys, when you're living your life, do what you feel is right. Follow your journey. Don't follow his or hers or theirs. Follow yours. And if they don't want to go on it with you, that's fine. It's your life, your journey. Decide what you want to invest your time and your energy into. It's not going to be the same as what I invest mine into. Mine is, as you guys see, I put it right here on the screen. And if you want to come along on the journey, then great. We love to have you. Make sure to like and subscribe. But in the end, it's all about deciding what's right for you. And so, Smiley, man, I respect that position. I think that's amazing. I think more people should have that versus saying, what are the Kardashians doing? I have to do that, or that's popular. No, think for yourself. Have the courage to stand out.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Dylan, man? Now, you grew up very tech, very in the thick of the technology and stuff, and succeeded immensely with it. Do you think that the next generation is going to have that same kind of success, or do you think they've all kind of been brainwashed by the stupid box?
I don't like talking crap on the future generation, but yeah, the public school system took a lot of the entrepreneurship out of the school system. So everyone's trained in the slave mindset. So they're not necessarily going to succeed like the previous generation would or did, unless they either find a school that teaches the entrepreneurship or something similar. But in general, if people start relying too much on AI, they don't learn the skills it takes to even build it. They just rely on something else, such as a machine, to teach them. even though they're not willing to learn it themselves.
Gotcha. And I agree. That's one thing. The way the school system is with participation trophies, things like that. They don't put themselves at risk of blisters and back pains, of standing out. They want to fit in, and I think you're right. I think we're going to see a lot of the general masses, but there's always the ones who want to learn. So I'm curious, Dylan, where you've got that unique perspective of the younger generation success and entrepreneurialism. What are you doing in your life to help to spread that and grow that? How are you inspiring that in others?
Well, I target schools, mainly private schools. I try to wiggle in there a little bit somehow, and once I get the seed planted, for example, we're deploying helium units. It's growing interest. Now people are interested. Well, what we're doing? We're doing deepen. Well, what's deepen? Well, it's decentralized infrastructure, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Going over the whole 9 yards, and that's what we're doing. And a lot of these kids are interested now. Now they're reaching out to me privately. Hey, can you teach me about this? How do I do this myself? And it just plants the seed.
There you go. I love it. I love to hear it, man. And now my hat's off to you, brother, because I think that's what you got to do is put out some curiosity. And the people who have that skill set and there's like, hey, what is that thing and how does that work? Like, well, let me tell you about it. And there you go. That starts a whole new lifelong journey.
Yep.
I agree. And problem with fitting in is more you fit in, the more you bystander effect grabs onto you. Mega Hash, Sai, that's a good point. So, tell us about it. How do we help people break that mold? Because some people get very terrified of standing out. I've talked to several people, whether it's getting on camera or just standing out in a crowd. They're like, no, I don't want people to know my name. Class example like Wild Angel. She's taking a class right now on public speaking. And I'm going to talk for your Wild Angel for a second. Your last one you went was 60 seconds, something like that, before you're like, I'm done, I'm out.
I'm proud of my minute and 17 seconds. Thank you. And I'm actually joined Toastmasters because
Nice.
I have such a huge. Okay, this is different. I'm sitting in my bedroom on a camera. I can do this. At first, it was rough. But if I want to get anywhere in my position or even be comfortable putting my businesses out there, Down Home Crypto, if I want to talk to people about Down Home Crypto or I want to talk to people about Dreaming Dragon, I get that deer in the headlights look and I can't put a coherent thought together. One of the best things about Toastmasters is their table topics. There's a theme for the day and then there's questions and everybody gets to answer a question. And it's a 1 to 2 minute. The first time I was up there, I lasted 30 seconds before I panicked and I was in tears. Luckily, there was only about 6 people in the room. But I got right up there the next week, which was last week, and I made it 1 minute and 17 seconds.
Good for you.
I can't look at anybody. I can't make eye contact with anybody. I just have to either look at the ceiling, look at the floor. But I'm working on it. It's something that I want to get better at. So yeah.
Absolutely. And it can be nerve-wracking. Some people like Smiley. You love to say that I make this look so easy, and I gotta tell you guys, honestly, every week, every show I do, every video I put out, I am terrified. Whether it's I hit the go live or I record, I'm always scared. But I think that's what really makes it fulfilling is I overcame my fear, my passion, my drive, my desire to get out to connect with people, to educate, to share, overrides my fear. Now, not everybody has that level. So, Sai, if somebody is dealing with that type of fear, but they've got a passion, they've got a heart, but they're just too terrified to break free from it, you got any tricks or something you can share with them on how they might start to do that?
Well, start small, right? And I like to tell people that I'm mentoring, I tell them force it 100 times, because if you can force yourself to just do it and keep doing it, your brain becomes more used to it. It doesn't perceive it as a threat because it's like, okay, I've done this enough times now. No one's dragged me down to beat me yet. I'm safe, right? So it takes time for your brain to become more used to it, you know. But a lot of us who are used to experiencing anxiety often mistake our excitement for anxiety, because it's the same part of the brain that lights up, right? And if you're used to taking an anxious mindset when that part of the brain lights up, your excitement when you're getting ready to do something that you're stoked about, right? You're still going to perceive it as anxiety, and you're still going to feel that fear, and it's still going to be sitting there holding you back, right? So try to focus on the exciting aspect of it, whether it's I am working to grow a skill, whether it's I am actively improving, you know, my speech skill, you know, view it as a little sim if you must, right? You know, just gain that XP, you know, level that skill up, but you can't level the skill by not doing it, right? RPGs have taught you that. You just got to keep doing it.
Do the grind.
Like for Toastmasters, they've got pathways, and you do presentations up to 5 to 7 minutes, and then when you hit like level 4 and 5, they're a lot longer. But the table topics every week, you get up there and do 1 to 2 minutes every week. It helps desensitize a little bit. Rogue, that might be something for you to check into. They're a worldwide organization, so maybe checking it out. We have senators in Toastmasters.
Really?
Our governor was told that he needed Toastmasters because he was incoherent giving a public speech. Well, he didn't do Toastmasters, he got a private coach. But, you know, it's something, it's hard. Public speaking is one of the the biggest fears in this country, because it's not something we do. And when people don't do it well, they are humiliated and they are ridiculed for it. I stuttered with speech. I would start stuttering and not having coherent conversations. And so people would ridicule me for that. And it increased it. So I stopped doing it because it got worse and worse. So now, I mean, I'm 50 years old, 52, and I'm just tackling this. But I didn't know about Toastmasters. They had a demo meeting. I went, hey, sure, let's give it a try. But it's something that is really something to check it out. We've got probably 40 groups in Boise, and we're not that big. They're everywhere. Check it out. Hash rate, that is one of the things that Table Topics helps you with. And they have mentors to help you learn how to not necessarily make it go away, make the fear and anxiety go away, but how do you manage it? It doesn't make it go away. It just manages it. We have a guy who's one of our mentors in our brand new group for the Capital people. It's been there 29 years. And they're gentle in their suggestions for improvement. It's not critical. It's suggested. It's really kind of cool.
Nice. Now, I know personally, me as a speaker, me getting corrective criticism like you're talking about, Angel, I always take it harsh. They may be the most gentle, kindest piece on there. Was like, if you just do this, or they deliver it much smoother than I could. But my brain hears, you're an idiot! What did you do that for? Nope. Does anybody else criticize themselves that way, or am I the only one?
Me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think we all do to some degree. And so Alpha, man, when you start beating yourself up about that, it's like, I should have done this. I shouldn't. How do you get through that? How do you get past that to get the courage to go up and do it again and do better the next time?
Gaan 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat, nee.
You know me, I always like to throw those questions at you.
Usually I will just I'll try to internalize the feedback, obviously, because I'm taking the feedback really harshly, usually. But then I'll think about him like, okay, I understand where the person was coming from. Sure, it's like, damn, really? I'm lacking. Okay, it's fine. I'll do better. And then I'll keep it in mind the next time I have to speak. It will be at the top of my brain constantly, like, oh, remember this. Look out for that. Because when I was doing blockchain basics with Smiley, there was times when the advice was, I think it was like, you speak too softly. And I'm like, okay, I thought I was speaking loud. But then I'm like, okay. Just remember that for next time. You speak too soft at times. So then I've gotten to the point where I don't get that feedback anymore, because now I know to convey myself properly and actually put a little energy into my speech. Although it makes me very tired afterwards, because I speak really softly normally. I speak like this. This is my normal voice. So I speak really soft. And also I speak too fast at times. So I've gotten that a lot. You speak a little too fast, you need to slow down. I'm like, okay, speaking fast, and then I'll say, sorry, I was speaking a little bit fast there, but let me just bring things down a little bit and get us back into a pace where everyone can keep up. Because I know, being from South Africa, sometimes we can get a little excited, and then I'll go from speaking like this and I'll be speaking like this, and then you don't even know what I'm saying, because I'm speaking so fast that your brain can't keep up anymore. But my brain is keeping up, so it's just like, and then I have to be like, okay, chill, just reel it in a bietjie. That's a little Afrikaans here. Ek praat 'n bietjie Afrikaans soms, want dis my tweede taal. In English, I just said I speak a little Afrikaans sometimes, because that's my second language. South Africans are basically all bilingual.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Learned something new.
Yeah.
And so,
where we live in official languages, you kind of need to pick up a second language.
I can't even get one right. Man, there's no way I'm moving to South Africa. I'd screw it all up. I speak profanity, gibberish, and bad English. I'm still eventually I'll get to English, maybe.
I can at least say I'm a lot better at those things than my second language.
There you go. And guys, I'm sorry, go ahead, Alpha.
I always get told your Afrikaans needs a lot of work, and I'm just like, yeah, I know, but at least it sounds very nice. I couldn't even finish that sentence in Afrikaans. I started and then I ended immediately. That came up because earlier when we were speaking about the children, I was going to say that in South Africa we practice gentle parenting. By gentle parenting, you will hear a phrase that you might be walking down the road and you'll just hear something like, as ons binne kry, dan gaan ek vir jou wys hoekom moet jy why you must cry. Which is basically, once I get to the house, I'm going to give you a reason to cry.
I heard that a lot.
Yeah. Or what's the other one? Sy maak met 'n fok nou gaan jou hart moer, which is basically just, you're making me angry, and I'm going to beat you very hard when we get home.
When we get home.
Yes. Always when we get home. Because the parent will tell you, you put him in the eyes, and I'm going to hit you for it. But in Afrikaans, it sounds more aggressive. It will sound like, ek gaan jou moer wanneer ek huis toe kom. You see, that's very aggressive.
Yeah, that just sounds bad, no matter how it goes. And so, guys, there's the link for Toastmaster that Wild Angel was talking about. Also, if you want some one-on-one coaching, Jason Cross, thank you, brother, says he's done public speaking for 30 plus years. If anyone ever wants help, just ask. There you go. There's another connection made. So if you're having problems with public speaking and maybe you can't afford Toastmaster, it's not something available in your area, reach out to Jason Cross. And Jason, thank you, brother, for your generosity, brother. Appreciate that. And one of these days, Jason, you'll have to teach me how to actually talk, because words still confuse me, obviously, as you guys can tell by now. So I love being here, but it's now 2 a.m. and I'm fading. Look forward to making all those coming to Deep in Day Seattle tonight, guys. Thank you, Jason. I will meet you in Seattle, brother. Thank you, my man.
Night, Jason.
Okay, so did I make it all the way around? We bounced around a lot. I got very confused. I don't even know where the hell I was, honestly, guys. Okay, so about to wrap this up because we are at that 7 o'clock time frame, and we kind of went down the rabbit hole of what the past was, how we can make people better, how we can connect, things like that. But if there was one piece of advice that you guys could give somebody out there who's either struggling to learn something or is worried about what the future of AI is or how to get better speak, just anything, any piece of advice from your life experiences, let's share that knowledge on the closing out here. So Dylan, why don't you start it off, buddy? What piece of knowledge would you share with our viewers out there to help them in their endeavors?
Ooh. Something I guess pops up in my head. Money's a cruel mistress. If you don't watch her, she will leave you.
Ooh. Like that. That's interesting. Okay, Wild Angel, what do you got for us?
Never give up. Because if you stick with it, even though it is like the bane of your existence, eventually you may not get comfortable doing it, but you'll at least be able to do it and not live in that mind-numbing fear of it. So just never give up. Yeah.
Good advice. Okay, Sai, what you got for us, brother?
Well, I was going to say to remain curious, but then Hashrate said that. So I'm just going to say keep learning, right? Once you stop learning, your brain starts to stagnate. And ultimately, the more connections you can create, the more your consciousness and awareness you will have. So, just keep learning, keep connecting, keep growing.
Well said. And yeah, Hashrate, man, I love that advice. Be curious always. Yeah, definitely. Tear it apart. Make the mistakes. It's better to try to be curious and learn something, even if you don't succeed, but at least you tried. And so, yeah, I think that is a huge one there. And so I totally agree with that. And Devil Force says, find your passion and you'll never work a day in your life. Brother, that is so true. Follow your passion. Follow your dreams. Absolutely. And BTK says, keep your grids peaked and your plates dipped, folks. I like that. I like that. So, Smiley, as your first time live right here on Down Home Crypto, I'm so proud of you for doing that. Thank you for presenting yourself here first before the rest of the world. We are honored for that. What kind of advice would you offer the viewers out there?
You don't have to go it alone. Find your friends who will support you and have your back so that you don't have to, feel like this is something that you're not being supported in. And listen to your friends too, because often they can see you in a way that you can't see yourself. And, when they give you advice and they give it out of love, really listen to it and consider it. And if you tell me that you don't have any friends or a support network, come into the Down Home Crypto. We're there. You have people that really actually do care. The people up here tonight do care about you, even if they've never met you. They're just an amazing group, and they just loved all over me, and they're my friends, and I appreciate them, and they help me do the hard things.
You're muted.
Thank you. Well put, Smile. And yeah, that's really what Freaky Friday is about, guys. We could talk about crypto all night. We could talk about everything in the world. But this is really about getting to know each other and building that bond. So if you're watching this, if you're alone, if you got nobody to talk to, man, jump in Down Home Crypto. Guarantee there's somebody with your same interests or passions, or at least some good connections there. And become part of the family, because that's what we are. We're just one big happy family, and we're all there to help each other succeed. That's what sets us apart. So we're honored to have you with us, Smiley, and you're right. We absolutely love you to death, and you are amazing. So thank you for sharing your loveliness and shining your light bright right here first. I really am honored about that.
Thanks.
Yes, your network is your net worth. Man, that is so true. And I love that saying. So Alpha, next my man, what kind of wisdom do you have from down south, brother?
Start small. That has been very evident in what I've been doing recently, because I've had a big project I've been working on. I showed Smiley some sneak peeks, but it's a really big project, and it got a bit overwhelming at some point because I was like, shit, I have to do this, I need to do that. Okay, let me plan this out, let me plan that out. And it's just like, it kept getting more and more and more because my brain kept trying to figure out everything that I needed to do ahead of time when I wasn't even close to those steps. And then the other person the person that I'm doing the project for, he started working on it himself. And then he gets just like, I got this done. I was like, and then I came and then I did another part, and then he did one part, and I did a part. And it just like, it went from this massive thing, this insurmountable object, to something that was just like, okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do that. Oh, that's done. Move on, move on, move on, move on. And it's just like, it accelerated the work, the amount of like how the work is going, like 100%, it's like 200%. It just like went from baby steps to baby steps that are actually stepping. It's just like, baby was just barely moving, and other baby's like running. which is like, it just makes so much sense, because do the small things. Just start. Do it. Start small. From there you will figure it out.
Absolutely. And I always like the analogy of cleaning out your garage. You open that garage door and you're like, oh dear God, screw it, I'll do it next weekend later. And you slam the door and you walk away. But if you open the door and you just grab one little box, you go through one little box and one more little box, you just work your way through. Next thing you know, it's done. It's like, wow. And I think you're right, Alf. I think people, they get overwhelmed. They overwhelm themselves. They're like, there's so much. There's no way I can do all this. Like, well, then just go do that one thing right there. Okay, that's done. Now let's do that one thing. So, man, I think that's powerful advice, brother. Okay, Bird God, lay it on us, my man.
All right. Little soapbox. Get on my little soapbox. The only person's whose opinion matters is the opinion of yourself. No one else's opinion matters. So keep that in mind, especially when you're public speaking. People may not like your speech. People may not like what you say. It doesn't matter what they think. Only your opinion of yourself matters. So keep yourself in high regard, because there's only one of you. Never forget that.
Very true. And I think that is one of the most important things. So many people worry too much about what everybody else thinks, when in reality, you got to look yourself in the mirror every single day. If you can't look in the mirror, and I'm talking deep in your own eyes, down to your soul, and be proud of what you see, then change it. Because in the end, you have to make yourself happy, because that's the only way you can help others. You've got to be proud of yourself, down deep in your soul. We've all made mistakes. We all have scars and trauma. I mean, I'm in recovery. I mean, I'm an addict for life. I've done horrible things in life, and I know that. But making amends, working through those, and getting to a point where you're proud of yourself and your accomplishments is absolutely huge. And that absolutely must be number one factor. Be proud of you. Be proud of who you are. Be proud that you stand out and that you are unique, because those are special traits. And let me catch up on the comments here. And I'm busy as fuck, but I'll answer questions when I can in the server. There you go, guys. So yes, Dylan will answer questions. Do you have questions? Hop in the server. We got connections everywhere. And Sai says, yep, the opinions you're scared of are the ones you hold over yourself. And it's unfair to think the audience is mean enough to think about you the way you do. And that is so true, because we are our own worst critics. And so for my last piece of advice on the going out tonight, first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody out there for tuning in, for sticking with us, and being part of this amazing family. My advice to you, if you don't feel a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of concern when you go to do something, if it's just like, piece of cake, then I don't think you've raised the bar high enough. If it's become just everyday stagnant, raise the bar, raise the challenge. You are meant to grow. You're meant to evolve, meant to stand out. So if you're not challenging yourself every day by learning something, by pushing the limits, by growing just a little bit, it's a wasted day. So raise that bar one more notch and strive for it. I guarantee you can accomplish it. Nobody else has faith in you. We absolutely do. So I want to thank everybody here for tuning in tonight. Everybody for being on the stage. Smiley, thank you so much for going live right here, first and foremost. Dylan, Crow, Alpha Cruz, Sai, Wild Angel, Hastrate, Jason, everybody in the audience. There's so many names I can't even keep them up. BTK, you're right. No more electricity across the chest. Thank you all for being part of this amazing family. I love you all. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next Friday, hopefully from Seattle, Washington. Love y'all. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.